Mr. President, we are back here today, 8 months later, having traveled to some of the remotest parts and on some of the most unmotorable roads in this country. We observed deprivation and extreme poverty in many places. The images we observed and recorded were reinforced in our minds as we traveled from Takoradi to Adabokrum, from Ho to Ketekrachi and Pasa, from Sunyani to Kajaji, from Sunyani to Sankore, from Tamale to Boli and Salaga, and from Tamale to Bonkurugu and Yagaba, as well as several other places around our country. Mr. President, the Commission concluded that our work would only be effectively done by observing things at first hand and listening to people on the ground. As a result, 6 in-camera meetings were held with the petitioners, 41 public hearings, 1 interaction with the National House of Chiefs, 4 interactions with the regional houses of chiefs, 28 other consultations, and an interaction with the honorable members of parliament from Brongaf region, Northern region, Volta region, and Western regions were also held.
Your Excellency, the ministry also interacted with the Council of State, and we gained great insight and helped us develop our roadmap for this work. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we continue with the sensitization of the process. Got the National Commission of Civic Education involved in this matter, and on the 26th of June, Mr. President, you have received 6 petitions, and therefore, as Article 5 stipulates, you forwarded it to the Council of State. Mr. President, we are happy that at long last the Commission has finished its work, and based on your advice and your guidance, we have reached this day. We are immensely grateful for the continuous guidance you gave us.
I followed with keen interest the proceedings of the Commission and noted with satisfaction the wide nature of the consultations undertaken. I was particularly pleasantly struck by the several occasions in the course of those proceedings when important personalities from different political persuasions saw common ground on the need to create new regions. It is clear that the process has been demand-driven and reflective of the will of the people as the Constitution so intends. It has been a truly national exercise. The report submitted by the Commission indicates that there is indeed a need and substantial demand for the creation of new regions in the various areas that were the subject of its inquiry. The Commission has recommended the creation of the following new regions: Western North, Bono East, Ahafo, Savannah, Northeast, and Uti. The Commission has thus further recommended that the Electoral Commission hold referenda in these new proposed regions to determine whether the constitutional thresholds for the creation of new regions will be met by the vote of the people affected. Now, the process will be in the hands of the Electoral Commission